Payments in 2025 be like, PayPal, can't use Zelle, 1000% can't use Stripe, regular Cash App either. Here's what you want to keep in mind. White lies lead to white collar crimes. Here's the problem. Consumers want their payments to be protected. And for businesses, just as I showed you, it's very difficult to use a payment processor because you can't use things like PayPal, Zelle, regular Cash App, etc. This has everything to do with the industry. There's bad people on both sides, bad businesses and bad consumers, and this is why it is classified as high risk. My first client was actually a guy named Joe who overnighted $600 bills to my parents' house, and they were like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work, go find a merchant account. And now what you need to know about merchant accounts is that they worked until they didn't. Yes, there are some companies that will accept debit or credit payments, but you're not paying for credit repair. You're not going to see credit repair services listed on the invoice or the description of the payment, and it's actually going to be for shoes, item as discussed, services as described, consulting, or even photography. Every week, without fail, there's going to be someone who wants to pay via one of those other methods that can't be used legally for credit repair and put that it's for food, it's a gift, it's a loan, or buying a couch, or payment to cousin. It wasn't always like this for credit repair services. Everything changed last year, but it all started with getting approved. So there were some merchants where you could show them your process, your contract, explain everything, prove that you are legitimate, and you would be able to use their merchant processing, but with an approval. But here's what happened. There were high chargeback rates and regulatory and compliance issues. And of course, it increased fraud. Of course, this leads to account shutdown, you not getting your money, among other things. So yes, consumers messed it up, as well as companies not delivering, and it's also because of the big businesses that are pricing out the smaller ones. I mean, come on. People actually come to me after doing 2 to 5 years with other companies where they paid $170 a month for 2 years on end, and it literally says in their contract that they're not going to give you anything. I'm referring to a contract that literally says we're only going to dispute a couple negative items per month, one bureau at a time. You're never going to know who's actually processing your file. You're not going to get the copies of the disputes. We're going to send them out for you, even though you should be the one to send them out yourself so you don't get blocked for third-party mail. And it's only going to be templates. There's nothing that's factual or targeted to your credit file or your needs. And yes, there was a time where you can get a legitimate high-risk credit repair merchant account, but with a 3-year contract and a $50K reserve, and I did my 3 years, had my $50K reserve, and it was actually never touched. So both sides, in truth, messed everything up, the businesses as well as consumers. And this is actually why, going back to what other companies do blatantly to you, for all the years that I've been doing this, which is over a decade, I've always done every single negative item that someone has, whether it is 2 or 50 or 700. All 3 bureaus at the same time use custom factual disputes, given the copies of the disputes, even when I was the one sending out the letters for clients. And now that clients send out their own letters, that's the point. Clients send out their own letters. They see exactly what's going on, fully transparent. But obviously, there's just some people you just can't make happy. I've even had people come to me over the years 2 to 3 times. Literally, they come to me the first time, they messed it up, I fixed it. They come to me 5 years later because they messed it up again, I fix it. They come to me 2 years after that, they messed it up, I fix it. We're literally talking about people who saw my kids grow up on social media. Can you get a high-risk credit repair merchant account in 2025? The answer to that is yes, with a double reserve. Question is, can you get a high-risk credit repair merchant account in October 2025? And the answer to this is actually yes, but with a double reserve. And now here comes the dilemma. If it's a double reserve and I'm already paying 3.26% for fees and there's a 10% ongoing reserve plus the 25% double reserve, how much am I supposed to charge my clients? If I'm charging $150 a month for my program and I have to pay 3 times, that means I have to charge my clients 3 times. And don't my clients come to me because they find me on YouTube, and you go to YouTube because you're looking to see if you could do something yourself for free, and you might have just a little bit of money to actually pay someone else, an expert, to actually do it for you? Now, I definitely have to give my gratitude to YouTube, because for the whole 10 years that I have been on this platform doing this, there's always going to be someone such as who I once was on here looking to see if they can find help. My clients just can't afford $450 a month. Now, it's different if you find me locally or on other platforms where my pricing is completely and totally different, but we're specifically talking about YouTube. Now, let's not even get into the escrow service that I use as extra protection for my clients, because as a business, you don't worry about chargebacks, and as a consumer, you don't have to worry about, not being promised something and not receiving it. But the problem is that to use that service, the consumer actually had to pay everything up front, and then it was dispersed by the company if it was actually delivered. Now, I'm a small business and I need to do what works for me because I'm already providing a legitimate service for my clients. And fair exchange is not considered robbery. And what's working right now is going to be crypto. I mean, come on, it's October 2025. You can even pay your taxes and buy a car in Bitcoin. And even covering these fees, the conversion fee as well as the sending fee, is still lower than all of the other merchant fees combined. That's also taking into account the fees that I actually have to pay for the transactions, as well as filing my taxes and covering all the expenses. Now, I'm pretty certain, I'm just guessing here, but I'm pretty certain that you would rather have it this way than pay $450 a month for the same service when you can just pay a nominal fee and us process via Bitcoin. So going back to why are credit repair payments like this in 2025? That is the reason. And as a small business, this is what works for me. This is what works for me now. Maybe this at some point is also going to be restricted and we are going to find something else. But I've been the same person, same name, same channel, same phone number, delivering for 10 years right here on YouTube. But basically, you can thank the businesses for not delivering and for consumers just not paying bills and being classified as high risk for the reason behind this all. But I'm still going to be here every single day, just even like when I was in the hospital having my kids recording videos, or when I got in a car accident and got a black eye recording videos. I'm still going to be here for however else long doing the same exact thing. And when you sign up with me, not only do you know who you're paying, what you're paying for, and get an actual contract, but within 48 hours you have a full file analysis, full file analyzer, client portal, and your dispute. So if you want to legally and permanently remove your negative items from your credit report and actually get a service delivered, then head over to my740.com, schedule a call with me. I'll see if I can help.